Greetings and God bless each and every one of you. Excited to be back on the Deborah's Voice Talk Show. This is your host and founder, Dr. Dewan Jackson. I'm so excited to have another opportunity to come to speak into your life and to share with you many different words of wisdom that will empower you, that will uplift you, and that will cause growth and transformation in your personal life. I've been away for a few weeks as I was traveling in South Africa, and I've returned back into the US and really excited about being able to continue to empower you and continue to uplift you on the journey in life. Listen, I want to remind you, please do not forget of my latest book. The latest book that I have out is The Misconception of Love and Relationships. This book is going to bless your life. Listen, if somebody you know that's married or single or even dating, this is the book for them. I've been in marriage for over 33 years, and I believe there's a lot of wisdom that will help you all to be able to grow and to mature and work with your partner, your spouse, or the one that you're going to be married to, or if you just want to gain knowledge about relationships. This book is going to empower you. So I want to encourage you for only $15. You can order this book today. You can go to our website at drjuanjacksonministries.org, or you can inbox us right here on the Deborah's Voice Show. We'd be happy to get a copy mailed out to you immediately. All right, for only $15. Don't forget to get your copy today. So I want to go into some of the things that we've been discussing on the last time that we met. And then I want to add a little more to it because I believe it's going to really empower you and strengthen you. Anytime we're talking about development in our own personal lives, one of the major things that we're going to need is order. We're going to need to know how to order our lives and what to do in order in our lives. So I want to talk first of all, just a few minutes about our mindset and what we've been talking about the last time that we were together. But then I want to give you some questions and some things that you can ask and work on to order your life and to order your mind or your mentality so that you can grow and mature to the next level or stage that God has called you to grow into. All right, so let's talk about it on today. Renewing the mind for transformation is one of the things that we talked about the last time that we met. And I want to remind you that the mind is the place where we live out our actions, right? The mind is the place where we live out our actions. Our mind is very, very powerful. And so when you understand your mind and how your mind works and how your mind is controlled, you will be able to really fulfill the greatest goals and dreams and things that you have. But you have to understand how to flow with your thoughts, how to utilize your mind appropriately so that you begin to speak and say and align your mind to the fulfillment of every goal and dream that you have. All right. So our mind definitely needs to be trained to go in the direction that we want to go. Our mind, if not trained, it will just go according to our emotions daily, whatever we're feeling, whatever is happening externally around us can be affecting us. And so it's very important that we understand how to train our mind. If we want growth, right, self-control, wealth, a good marriage, no matter what the case may be, we have to know how to grow in our mind. So by doing healthy things that will grow the mind, that's how we begin to transform our mind. So why do we need to renew the mind? We have to renew the mind for growth, for development, for proper interaction with others, and for what? Brain stimulation, right? And then we renew the mind through what? Repetition. Okay, we renew the mind through repetition. So it's very important, right? We renew the mind by reciting things over and over and over. We renew the mind by reading daily. Many of you need to know that there is a particular routine that you do every day without even second thought, right? You may be continually, washing and brushing your teeth daily, combing your hair daily. These are things that you do without second thought, second nature. Why? Because your mind has been trained to do it, right? And there's even an order that you do it in. And so I want to talk to you about how you order your life and how you order your mind, right? I want you to have an understand that order is the arrangement of things. So if I'm going to have a mental transformation in my life to take myself in a particular direction, or a particular goal, then I definitely have to do what? I have to order my life, right? So just type that in the box right there, type that in the chat, order my life, right? I've got to order my life. If I'm going to really grow, and I'm going to see my mind renewed. I'm going to see my mind transformed. Then guess what? I'm going to have to order my life. And so, in order to order my life, I have to have priorities, right? So, I want somebody to type that in the chat today. Priorities. Do you have priorities in your life? What is most important in your life? Because if you're not training your mind, then your priorities may be all out of order, right? Your priorities may be all over the place. But when you have order and when you have structure, you understand that there are specific things that are priorities in your life. There's specific things that are priorities that are making sure that what the job is getting done, that are making sure that your mind is going in the right direction, that are making sure that you're doing the particular things that are needed to do every day for what successful growth and a successful life. All right. So you want to make sure that you know and understand what you want to see happen in your everyday life. Okay, make sure that you know and you understand what it is you particularly want to see happen in your every area of life, every area, every day. What is it that you want to see happen? You can even break down categories in your life. You can break down, my personal life, my me as a parent. You can break down my marital life, my career, right? And then order those particular areas. You need to make sure that you have order. So what is the top priority in every one of those categories? What is the type priority that I want to see ordered? And what is the top priority that I want to see manifest or growth take place? And how am I going to take the steps to perform it? Right? So I want you to see that. You got to ask yourself this particular question. What is most important to me? Many times we don't think about this. We don't even discuss what is most important to me. Sit down and ask yourself. Sit down and take a few moments. Sit down and be quiet and ask yourself, what is really the most important thing to me? Whether it's dealing with your personal life, whether it's dealing with your family member, whether it's dealing with, your marriage, your career, what is the most important thing to you? Tell yourself or ask yourself what is most important to you. Okay. So when we say that, we say, what do you want to see accomplished in that time frame? What do you want to see accomplished in the time frame of what you say and what is most important? What do you really want to see accomplished? Number one, what is most important? Number two, what do I want to see accomplished? As you're sitting down and you're ordering your life and you're ordering your mind, these are the things that you literally have to do. You have to ask yourself, what do you want to see accomplished? What goals have you set? Ask yourself these questions because these are things that are going to take you into the proper perspective and the proper alignment for ordering your life to get advancement, to get growth, to get development, to begin to see areas in your life really spring up and start to take off. How many know all of us want to see things happen in our lives, but without ordering our steps and without mental transformation, we will not see the very things that we want to see happen. So it really takes a discipline, right? You hear me speak about this because I believe this is something that it really takes. It takes discipline, right? And so disciplining yourself is very important. So what steps are you going to take to make these things happen, right? What steps are you going to take in disciplining yourself? It may be every day at a certain time. You need to meditate, or you need to pray, or you need to read, or you need to exercise. What is it according to that thing that's most important to you? What are the steps that are needed to be taken to make that thing happen, right? If you want to lose weight, obviously you need to be exercising and eating right. What steps do you have to take? You may have to give up something particular that you love eating or minimize that thing so that you can see your goal achieved. So I want you to understand that discipline is very much a part of ordering the things of your lives. Discipline is very much a part of getting an advancement of something manifesting or growing into your life so that you can see the very thing that you want to see, right? So order in your life is really what causes growth and development. Can somebody type that in the chat today? Order in our lives is what causes growth and development. So not only does mental transformation, and that's why I brought that in for the beginning of the lesson, that we need to understand that we have to renew our mind. And in renewing our mind, we have to make sure that what? We renew our mind through growth, development, proper interaction with others, and brain stimulation. But then in order for us to grow, we need to have order. So not only do we need to renew our minds, but we need to have order. And that order in our lives is what causes that growth and development. So once I begin to train my mind, I'm renewing my mind by repetition. I'm renewing my mind by doing the same thing over and over consistently. I'm renewing my mind by what? Reciting things. I'm renewing my mind by reading and putting things in a proper perspective. Then I'm also making sure that I understand that order, now that I'm doing those things in a particular order, and that order is going to cause growth and development, right? So whenever we have order in our lives, we're going to see progress. Okay, whenever you have order is a sequence of actions, right? It's a sequence of actions. So anytime I have order in my life, what's going to happen is what? It's going to be a sequence that's continually allowing actions to come forth, right? And then those actions are going to cause progress. Okay, so order, we know, is a sequence of actions, and those actions will cause us to have what? Progress. Right? Every one of us need order in our lives, right? If I'm really going to grow, if I'm going to mature, if I'm going to progress, then I have to understand that I'm going to need what? Order, right? So not only do I need to have mental transformation, but after my mind is mentally transformed, I now have to have what? A place of order, a place of restoration in my mental state, so that what? Now I'm able to move things in a sequential manner, so that what? I can take the steps for the advancement and the growth to come to pass. Okay? One thing you have to literally do is you have to what? Cancel procrastination in your life to get things in order. Okay? You have to do what? Cancel procrastination. So you can't always be saying, well, this came up or that came up, or I'm tired, or I just didn't feel like it, or you give a lot of excuses. When you're procrastinating, a lot of times you have excuses, and those excuses will keep you from functioning in the place of order. Those excuses will keep you from functioning in the place of the alignment of what it is to take place in your life. So procrastination definitely has to be canceled out of your life in order for order to be birthed, in order for mental transformation to happen. So you have to think about it. I have to learn how to become accountable. All right. And this is a good thing. I want to talk about this for just a moment. Accountability first to yourself. All right. A lot of people love to be accountable to others, and that's wonderful. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But I want to talk about the first level of accountability must come with yourself. If I'm going to have mental transformation, if I'm going to have order in my life, the first thing that I have to do is I literally have to become accountable to myself. And so many times people can lack what? Accountability to yourself. It's easier to be accountable to somebody else because you have to check in, or they have to check up on you, or you may have to give an account for something. But how about if you can become accountable to yourself, right? It's the decision that must be made for your own personal growth. It's a decision that you realize, if I don't do this, there may be a repercussion in my own life. Listen, life is something that gives you a chance every day to make a decision to grow or to remain the same. All right, I'm going to say that again. Life is something that gives you an opportunity or a chance every day that you can either grow or you can either remain the same. So I want you to see the importance of this and why it's so powerful. Why? Because we need to understand that we need to hold ourselves accountable, right? So become accountable to yourself. Yes, we're going to be accountable to God. Yes, we're going to be accountable to leaders and mentors and those who are around us, who are working with us. But the greatest accountability is self-accountability. Knowing that you didn't slack on something, knowing that you gave your all on something, knowing that you willingly went the extra mile and nobody had to tell you what to do or tell you to do it, knowing that you stepped into a placement to acknowledge where you are, and you made a decision to say, this is what it takes for me to grow. Listen, some things we can wait for it to happen, and some things we can make to happen. Apostle Scally Mafili said that, and I love that statement. He said some things we can wait for it to happen, and then some things we can make it happen. And so we have to our own empowerment through our own level of ordering our own steps, through our own level of mental transformation, through our own level of willingness. We bring ourselves into a place where we are able to become accountable. So accountability to yourself is powerful because it's what you do when nobody else is looking. It's what you believe when nobody else is saying anything. It's what you respond to when what you're hearing those thoughts try to tell you something contrary. It's you having the capability to cast down that negative thought and replace it with something good. It's you having the capability to meditate on those things and transform your very thinking. It's you having the ability to become repetitive, working hard day in and day out until you see a change or a transformation begin to happen. You know what's so powerful about ordering your life and about transformation in your mind is that you have the capability to make sure that you're growing at a particular rate continually until you see the thing that you want to see come to pass. You know what also is so powerful, that when we think about and exposure. I want to talk about this. Many times when we think about we want to be exposed, or we think about exposure, we say we want to, be this great or this grand person, or we want to do something spectacular, or maybe we want to be revealed, in a particular way or known for a particular thing. Can I tell you that your measure of exposure comes through your yieldedness? Your measure of exposure comes through your willingness to make sure that you walk out these steps of mental transformation, walking out these steps of ordering your life, making sure that you're accountable to yourself, accountable to God, accountable to your mentors or your leaders, those who have gone before you, so that you have the capability to make things happen and just not speak about things happening, right? So when it comes to ordering your life, I want you to think about something. It's something that you have to make happen. Okay, nobody just orders their life and then it just comes to pass. Nobody just says one day I'm going to transform my mind and it happens. No, it is a process of time. So when it comes to ordering your life, when it comes to making something happen, it is a conscious decision that you make sure your life is in order and that you are getting the results that you want. And if you're not getting the results that you want, then guess what? You have to go in and rework those equations, or rework those plans, or rework those goals, or rework those steps in order for you to get the response or the result that you want, right? So it's very important. I want you to understand, when you talk about ordering your life, it's a process. So it doesn't just happen like this. It's every day, continually getting up, doing the same thing over and over, putting yourself in the proper perspective, the proper alignment, the proper setting, the proper atmosphere around the right people, doing the right thing, right? So ordering your life is how you will get the results. But remember, it doesn't happen overnight. All right. So when it comes to ordering your life, you are the one that have the capability to make it happen. I want you to type that in the chat. I am the one that has the capability of making it happen. Come on, just type that. I am the one that has the capability of making it happen. Right? I am the one that has the capability of making it happen. So anything that you want to happen in your life, you are the one that have the capability. So you don't blame other people. You begin to pursue and order your steps, order your life. Make sure that you put things in order, right? In a sequential pattern, so that you walk through phases, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, of what it's going to take to accomplish this very thing. All right. So you have to be very intentional. Okay. Be very intentional. If I'm going to function in this capacity where I'm ordering my life and my mind is going to be transformed, then I have to be intentional. Being intentional is very crucial, because if I'm not intentional, I will let other things interrupt my plans. If I'm not intentional, I will let other people interrupt my plans. If I'm not intentional, I will let other things come into my plans of what is most important to me. Remember what I asked you in the very very beginning was that you need to ask yourself, what is most important to you? That's something that you need to make sure that you have understanding of. What is most important to you? Because if you don't know what's most important to you, then guess what? You can't accomplish it. Neither can you what? Order your steps to make sure that it comes to pass. What is it that you really want to accomplish? You got to ask yourself and make sure that you're on track. If you're saying, I want to accomplish a particular thing, am I on track to accomplish what I said? See, we have to become accountable for what we have said we want to accomplish. So being intentional is very important. Why? Because when I'm intentional about something, I keep it in front of me. When I'm intentional about something, I keep it what? Consistently on my mind. When I'm intentional about something, I make a strong effort, right, to go in that direction. All right. When I'm intentional, I put myself in the proper perspective to fulfill the thing that God has called what for me to function in, right? When I'm intentional, it keeps me in alignment, right? And it keeps me in order to make sure that what I'm repetitious in my mental state, right? I'm repetitious in transforming my mind to make sure that what I'm taking the right steps, meeting the right people, coming in the right environment, making sure that what I'm doing, what I'm supposed to do to accomplish what it is I'm supposed to accomplish. So I want you to see the fulfillment of this thing and the operation of how it shall come to pass. Be very intentional in ordering your life. Many times we're not intentional. Many times we're not thinking about how to order our lives. Many times we're not functioning in ordering our lives, and so we let life pass us by. I want to tell you today, don't let life pass you by. Don't let doors of opportunity pass you by simply because you weren't being intentional about what it was that you said you wanted, right? Don't let those doors pass you by. So when you want something to happen, how intentional you are is what's going to cause the manifestation. All right. When you really want something to happen and you're fervent about it and you're intentional about it and you're passionate about it, then guess what? It's going to begin to order your life to make sure what you want will come to pass. But if you say that you really want something, but you're not ordering your life, you're not being intentional in your mind, you're not being repetitive to make sure that you're doing the things that it takes to bring that to pass, then guess what? You're not going to see the result that you want to come to pass. Sometimes we have to pause. I want to talk about this. Sometimes you have to pause. When it comes to ordering your life, you have to take a pause. You have to sit down and you have to view where you are right now. Evaluate where you are. Evaluate where you want to be. Evaluate, but you got to take a pause. Don't try to make it happen all at once. You got to pause and see, okay, this is the direction I want to go. This is the direction I want to go. Take a pause and see what it is that you want to what? Manifest, right? And then look at the steps. Are these steps achievable? Are these steps able to be accomplished? And what's the reasonable time frame for them to be accomplished? So that you make sure that the thing that you're ordering your life for, the result will come in the what? The expected time or the appointed time or the right time, right? Don't have unrealistic manifestations that you're expecting. Okay? You want to order your lives. Order your lives so that what? You can make sure that you get the result that you need. You can make sure that you get the result that you need, that you're going to see and you're going to experience the very thing that you want to happen. And so it's very important when it comes to ordering your life. I want you to make sure when I tell you to pause, I want you to understand in pausing, you got to get a mental reflection. In pausing, you got to make sure that you pause and see, where am I right now? Where am I? What is my mindset? How am I believing right now? How are my thought systems and functioning right now? What's happening to me right now? Right? So I got to think about it. I got to pause and see, what things am I believing the strongest? What's really overtaking my mind or my mental capacity? Right? I have to think about that. So if I'm thinking about that, then I literally have to have that belief system. So my mind is now making sure that I'm connecting and I know that I'm going in the right direction. I know that I'm feeling what I'm supposed to feel, right? And so I cannot excel in ordering my life if I don't have the right belief system, right? If I if my mindset is all jacked up and I'm thinking all kind of crazy things from day to day, or I'm up today and down tomorrow, it's going to be hard to manifest. I need you to focus, right? When I said take that pause, taking a pause means to focus. Taking a pause means to literally stand still and see, right? It means to stand still and see, or sit down and see, right? Make sure that you see the thing that you're trying to accomplish and don't let anything deter you from that, right? So you want to make sure that your mindset is ministered to, right? Your mindset is dealt with. So when you take that pause, you got to see, how am I doing things? Do I see things, afar off? Do I see things in perspective? Is my perspective blurred? Is my thinking right? You got to ask a lot of questions. Is it going to take other people to partner with me to bring this to pass? Is this something I can do by myself? What are the steps? What are the steps that I have to take? What are the steps that I'm going to have to take to make sure that I come into the placement of what it is that is desired for me to step into? So very important. I want you to understand this as we recap, as we're getting ready to close on today. I want you to understand, number one, you got to make sure that your mind, that you know that the mind is the place that you live out your actions. Number two, you got to understand that your mind is very powerful, right? Then you have to understand that in ordering your life, definitely, you know that order is what? It's a sequence of events. It's a sequence of arrangement of things, right? And you have to make sure that you have the priorities in your life in place so that you make sure you know and understand what you want to see happen in every area of your life. So you may need to write down my personal, my career, my marriage, if you're a parent, my parent, whatever that may be. You need to write those areas down so that you can know what is most important to you. What do you want to see accomplished? What goals have you set? And what steps are you taking to make it happen? Those four things are very important in ordering your life, right? What's most important? What do you want to see accomplished? What goals have I set? And what steps am I going to make it happen? Then lastly, I talked about how important it was to be accountable to yourself. And accountability to yourself, I also talked about being intentional. And then lastly, I talked about making sure that you pause, right? And so I pray that today you have learned something that you heard has encouraged you, it's uplifted you, it's empowered you, it's unlocked you to say, I'm going to grow, I'm going to do greater, I'm going to really step into the things that I want to see happen for my life. And so again, we want to thank you, all of our faithful viewers. You're consistently on. Share this broadcast, like this broadcast. Remember and tell somebody about Deborah's Voice. Remember to hit that subscribe button and also hit the little bell that lets you know when we're going live. That way you won't miss any one of our broadcasts, whether you watch it live or you're able to go back and rewatch us or share it with a friend. Thank you again for all of our faithful viewers, and we look forward to being with you again on next time. Have a great day.